Hello everyone. So in this session, we are going to discuss nested routes. What are nested routes? Let's understand. Suppose, guys, we have typed this URL localhost colon 3000 slash products. Now it will populate this product component. Suppose we have product links. If you click on product link, the URL becomes this, and now it will populate one product component. So in this product component, you can check here. Here we have one search bar, and there is a two link available. One is a feature link, and another one is a new link. Okay, if you click on the featured, so it will actually populate one another component, feature component. It will populate it. And if you click on new, then it will populate new component. So you can check here within a product component, we have two more link, that is a feature and new. If you click on a feature, it will render feature component. So it will update only this portion instead of rendering entire page. It will render only this part of the portion. It will refresh this part of the portion. So how we can achieve this? We can achieve using nested routes. So let's understand how we can achieve. So first of all, we need to create one product component, and product component contains two link. And if you click on the feature link, it will populate feature component. If you click on new, then it will populate new component. So now it needs to update this page. Only this part of the portion of the page needs to be refreshed instead of refreshing entire page. So let's how we can implement. Let's we try to understand. Okay, first of all, I need to create one component, product component. So let's here I'm going to create under component folder. We are going to create new component like with name product.js. So here I'm going to create one product component. Let's we import React from React. Now product component we are defining as a function. So we can use here export keyword also. We are exporting the product component const, and now products. I give a meaningful name. So here I give the meaningful name like products. So this is a product component, product.js equal to, now we define the arrow function. So here we defining a product component using arrow function. Now we are written. So here we are returning JSX. We are using fragment to combine multiple element under a single container. So let's here we create one div element. We create one div element. Now within a div element, we create one input element. Input type equal to search box. And now I give the placeholder like placeholder search product. Now we close this. And then after div, now we are creating two hyperlink. Okay, what's the component name? Products. Product. Okay, let's now what we need to do. We need to create two hyperlink. So as the diagram, you can check in the diagram. So in this product component, we have one search bar and we have two link. So let's now we create a two link. So create a link. Yes, no, we need to use link component. So now we can import link component from React Router DOM library. So let's now we creating two link. So here we are using nav tag. Now within a nav tag, we create two link. How we can create link? So we can generate link using link component in React link. And now what the text I have given feature. And now when we click on this text, yes, no, we need to navigate to which path. So here in the two props, we can specify the path of that component that needs to be rendered. So suppose I give the path as like a feature. Now we're going to create one more link. So just copy, sorry, just copy and paste. Now I give the like name as a new. Now in the two, I have given the value as a new path. So here we have created one product components. Let's first of all, we render this component. So we need to define one more routes. So go to the app.js to render the product component. You can check here. So here I'm going to define one more routes. So let's here we define one more route. Go to the route and now here we specify path. Path equal to suppose I give the products and then which component needs to be rendered. Now we can give the props element. In the element props we can specify which component needs to be rendered. Products component needs to be rendered when we click on the products. Okay, go to the browser and if you refresh your page, okay, if you click on a home, you can check here. Okay, go to the back in your code. Let's we create a navigation bar. So we have one nav bar where we have created all the navigation. So let's here we create navigation, one more navigation, link to. Now here there is a products and now what is the path? Here we can specify path 2 equal to single quote slash products. Let's save it once again. Go to the browser and now refresh here. Now you can see there are 4 links. If you click on home, about, contact, if you click on products, you can check here. Now you can check here product component is rendered. This is our product component. And now in this product component, now you can check here guys. In this product component, we have, you can check here guys. In this product component, we have the search bar and this is the tooling featured and new. Okay, so let's now we change some CSS here. So go to the index.css file. Here we have defined navigations. Let's here we change the navigation property. Okay, let's check here once again. Go to the browser. Okay, it's working, it's fine. Okay, now you can check. If you click on featured, which component needs to be rendered? Feature component. Now, as of now, actually, there is no component is configured for this path. That's why it's showing page not found. Yes, no? Yeah, last time we have configure, yes, no, one component. If we have type invalid path, then which component needs to be rendered? That's why it's showing page not found component. So now go back in your component and now we need to create 2 more components. One is a feature component and now we need to create one more component that is a new component. Let's we create one feature components. So under component folder, let's we create one more component. I give the name like featured products. It contains all the featured product component details. Feature compo product.js. Let's we create feature product. Import React. And now here we create one feature product. So we are adding export constant and then for a component name equal to arrow function. And now this arrow function now return JSX, return JSX. Let's div element we are returning. And here we're writing list of feature component, list of feature product, list of featured products. So this is a list of feature products. Now similar, we need to create one new component that is a new product. So let's now we create one more component under that folder, new products, new product.js. Now we import it. Now export constant new product. Now here written this div element list of new products. List of new products. So here we have created two different products, feature product, and now we have created one more component, new products. Okay, feature product, a new product is the child component of a product component. You can check here. Product is a parent component, yes, no? Now, actually, feature in new product is a child component. So in the product component, we have two routes, yes, and two links. If you click on these links, so we need to populate feature component. Okay, go to the app.js. Now you can check here where you have defined the routes for app product component. This is a route for product component. Okay, now this is a route. Now within this route, we are going to define its child component route. That is a nested route. Nested route means within a routes, we are going to configure another route. That is called a nested route. So product is the parent component. Now suppose feature a new product is a child component of a product component. So when we render the product component, it will render two link here. And this link basically used to render feature product, and this link used to render new product component, new product details. And this link will be appear when product component appear. It means within a parent component, we have two child component. Now, when we click on the feature, you can check here. What the URL, if you click on product/product. Now, feature and new is a nested within a product. If you click on the feature, you can check what the URL become /product/feature. Now, you can check it automatic react yes, no. Consider their path. How it consider their path? You can check here. Actually, this feature and new is the children of the product. So first parent URL /product and then /feature. If you click new, so then /product/new. Now go back to VS Code. Now within a parent routes, we can configure its child route using the route tag. Yes, no? Route component. Now here we can specify path. What the path? You can check here. You can give what is the path you have given. Go to the product component. What the path you have given feature. You can copy here. When we have this path, we need to configure route. Go to the app.js. So which component needs to be rendered? So we can specify element props. In the element props, we can specify which component needs to be rendered. So feature product component needs to be rendered. Now within this product routes, we have configure one more route that is a new product. So path equal to, I give the path as a new. And now here we have elements equal to, now which component needs to render new products. Now you can save it. You can check here guys, this is a nested route. Okay, this is a nested route. Let's understand nested route once again guys. What is a nested route? So this is our parent route. Product is a parent route. Now within a product component, we have which one? We have two components. That is a feature and new component. So nested route implement, yes, no, by defining routes for the child component inside the parent route component. So how we can implement guys nested route? Nested route can be implementing by defining routes for the child component inside the parent route component. You can check here. This is a parent route. And now within a parent route, we are defining route for its child component. So what is a nested route? Nesting route is nothing. Nesting routes in React.js are implementing, yes, no, implementing by defining routes, yes, no, by defining children route inside the route component of parent route. So now React use route with the element path attribute encapsulated in routes. Inside the parent route, you can check here. Inside the parent route, we have defined two children route. Okay, now you can save it. Go to the browser. Once first of all, save it. Go to the browser. You can check it. If you refresh it, if you click on a product, you can check. If you click on feature, now path is changed, but you can check a path is updated in the URL. Now, when we click on the feature, within a parent component, we have feature component and new component. Now, when we click on this children component in child routes, yes, no, then child component needs to be rendered. When child component needs to be rendered, but here you are not able to see the child component. Okay, within a parent component, yes, no, when we are rendering its children component, so where we need to render? Okay, which one is a parent component? Product. Now you can check it. Product is the parent component. Now within this parent component, we have two children component. So when we click on this, yes, no, new feature links, yes, no. So child component needs to be rendered, but where child component needs to be rendered? So child component needs to be rendered. Suppose we want, when we click on this link, child component needs to render just below this navigation bar. So for that, where child component needs to be rendered, here we are using one more component, that is the outlet component. Actually, outlet component will specify where children component needs to be rendered. So here we have one more component, that is a outlet component. So what is the outlet component? Outlet component used in parent route element to render their child route element. So this allows nested UI to show up when the child route are rendered. So what is our React outlet? React outlet is a component. React outlet, you can check. React outlet is the component provided by React router that serve as a placeholder. We can say simple way that serve as a placeholder for the child route within a parent route. So within a parent route, yes, no, where child component needs to be rendered, outlet component act as a placeholder. So where outlet component needs to be rendered here. So here we specify outlet component. It means when we click on these links, so child component needs to be rendered within a parent component. With a parent component, when child component needs to be rendered, where needs to be rendered? So for that, we are using outlet component. So outlet component is a component that provided by the React router that serve as a placeholder for child route with the parent route. So now you can save it and refresh it to browser. Now you can check here. If you click on new, you can check here. Now new product component is rendered. Now feature component is rendered. New component is rendered. So you can check if you click on a product, now feature a new component. These are children component of the product component. When we click on the feature, so within a context of the parent component, this feature component needs to be rendered where that we can specify placeholder for those components using outlet. So outlet just used for placeholder where child component needs to be rendered when we click on this children component link. So within a context of the parent component, yes, no, child component needs to be rendered where for that we can specify placeholder using outlet component. So this is a nesting of a component, nested route. So nested routes are implementing by defining routes for the child component inside the parent route component. So nested route means Nested route, how you can implement, you can check here. This is a parent routes. Yes, no. Within a parent routes, we can define its children routes. Its children routes. So nested route implements this by defining routes for the child component inside the parent route component. So this is known as nesting routes. So I hope it's clear what is a nesting routes. So in this way, we can achieve the nesting routes. Okay, you can check here. If you click on the product, this is a parent component. So within a parent component, we have two child component. One is a feature and new. If you click on the feature, now feature components render. Now you can check the path also. React automatically calculate their path. You can check here. First, it will show its parent component route path and then its child component route. So slash product slash feature. It means feature component is the child component of the product component. Now, if you click on new, you can check here what the path become slash product slash new. Product is the parent component and new is the children component. So we can say new is the child component. Yes, no, that is available within a product component. So in this way, we can achieve the nested routes. And one more advantage, nesting routes. Okay, if you click on feature, so you can check here within this parent component, only this part will be updating instead of updating entire web page. Instead of updating entire page, it's only update this part of the portion. Only this portion is updated. If you click on new, you can check it. Only this portion is updated. That is another advantage of nested routes. I hope it's clear. Thank you so much. Let's understand one more thing. What is an index route? Okay, if you click on this parent route, parent component link, you can check here. So what is the path slash product? Now, this product component has two child component. One is a feature component, another one is a new component. When we click on a parent component link, parent components render my requirement along with this parent component path, we want to render feature component also. So how we can render? So for that, we are using index route. So index route is nothing. Index route is a child route. Actually, child route, if you want to render child route with no path that render in the parent outlet at the parent URL, then we should go for index route. Let's understand what is an index route. Index route means a child route with no path. I want to define child route with no path and that needs to renders in the parent outlet, in the parent's outlet, in the parent outlet at the parent URLs. It means using parent URL, we can render, yes, no, child route in the parent outlet. Let's understand how we can implement index route. Go to the app.js. In the app.js file, we have defined this. You can check here parent route. Within this parent route, we have defined two child routes. Now, I want to actually render this child route using the path of the parent route. So I want to render this child component using the path of the parent route. So how we can render? Okay, let's. So if you want to render child route using the path of parent route, then you can define one child route. And in this child route, no need to specify path props. Instead of specifying path props, you can specify index props. So it means a child route with no paths. So here we define child route with no path. This is a child route. You can check here. This is a child route with no path. So child route with no path that renders in the parent's outlet at the parent URLs. It means that needs to be rendered this child route in the parent outlet at the parent URL. So what is the parent URL? Slash product. Okay, which component needs to be rendered? Now you can specify element props, and here you can specify your component, which component needs to be rendered. So now which component needs to be rendered? Feature component, feature product. Now let's save it and go to the browser, and now you can refresh your page once again. Now you can check here. And now you are able to see also, you can check here. So while you rendering the parent component, you can check along with this parent component, this feature component is also rendered. This child component is also rendered. It means this is an index route, yes, no? Index route means a child route with no path. A child route with no path. You can check here. Index route means a child route with no path that needs to render in the parent outlet at the parent URL. It means index route we can render using the parent URL in the parent outlet. So now you can check here, go to the browser. If you click on new, you can check this path is fine. If you click on feature, then path become as a product slash feature. But if you click on a parent component, now we have configure one index route. And index route means a route, a child route. Index route means that child route with no path, and that needs to be rendered at the parent outlet using the parent URL. So now you can check here which component also render, which child route also render, feature component also render while you are rendering its parent components. So that is called as a child route. Sorry, that is called as a index route. So I hope it's clear what is the index route. Let's just recap. Index route means a child route with no path. A child route you can check here. While you're defining the index route, you configure the route. In this route, no need to specify path props. Instead of specify path props, we are specify index. So child route with no path that renders in the parent outlet at the parent URL. It means at the parent URL, that component needs to be rendered. So it means which in the route we can call as the index route? The route, a child route with no path that rendered at the parent URL, that needs to be rendered at the parent URL at the parent outlet, in the parent outlet. If you click on, you can check products, you can check here feature product component also render. That is called as an index route. So index route render into their parent outlet at their parent URL. These special route can be we configure just by using yes no by specify one props index. That is called as an index route. Now I hope it's clear what is a nested route and what is a index route. Thank you so much.